So we have Kaneki just basically trying to do his own work until someone came into the door and wanted to know where Rize was at. But then ghouls have a great sense of smelling other ghouls, so he basically smelled Rize on him. Trust me, if you think it's weird, you'll get used to it. But Toka was there to escalate the situation, so they all had some tea to chat with. But bro got jealous again once he mentioned Rize again and was ready to fight again. But Tanjiro's spirit was looking at this BS and gave Kaneki an idea to headbutt him from the chin, knocking him out like he got hit from Prime Mike Tyson.
3 hours later.
Once bro woke up, he felt bad for what happened and tried to apologize. That knockout made him rethink about life at that point, and all I can say, I can't really blame him for that. But anyways, once that situation was over, bro immediately tried to give him a whole warning because they basically just raided his whole place just for some information, and of course all of it was for Rize. But the warning was given out a little bit too late because bro busted through the store and kicked bro and his friends, and everyone did not know what to do except for one, which was Toka. And the main reason why she stepped up because they were siblings. And another person came by as well, and it was Jason. No, not that Jason, Jason. And he brought his play toy as well, and trust me, you'll see why I said that. So Jason was having a conversation with someone until bro wanted to butt in, and at that point you just gotta feel bad for him because no one won't do anything about that. And you might be wondering why. Well, I'll show you next part on the reason why. Because dude walks nearby Kaneki, starts to sniff because of a familiar scent, and immediately started pressing him, and at that point is raps for your boy. So Toka's protective instincts kicked in, but that's her worst mistake yet. He just got pin smacked the life out of her and grips up Kaneki. But he was still not done yet because he walks up to the table, slams him on it, and does a follow-up kick. And of course Kaneki was not trying to go take that and tried to fight back. But all that didn't work out for too long because once he managed to do something, he immediately gets pierced. So Toka seen that she was not trying with that slide. So once she immediately tried to do something, she immediately got stalked by her brother. And if I'm being honest, he low-key saved her because Jason would have probably done a far worse thing. Take a good look at his face. You're telling me he wouldn't do something diabolical? Like, look at his face! But anyways, Toka was still not done and she still tried to fight back. But we know how the story is going to crumble because once she managed to get a solid hit, it was easily blocked. So he hit Toka with a special move that basically finished her. So now once that's over, Kaneki is about to get his beating of his lifetime because Kaneki was getting slammed into everything like he's going up against Broly. And he did this at least 6 more times until his play toy started to say something. So guess what you think that Jason did? He creates a donut out of him and he enjoyed it. Dude is freaking a whole nother level. But Jason listened and took him away.
A few moments later.
Renji and Yoshimura came back after the incident and see Toka lying around, and she basically told him they took Kaneki. So now it's time for our emergency meeting. Once most of them was there for the meeting, Yoshimura was like, you gotta go forget Kaneki. And the reason why, because A, he wanted to go there by himself, and B, he had to deal with Jason with his lackeys and the devs as well. But honestly, all of them just said screw that and they want to help. So he was like, you know what, bet, can't guarantee y'all safety. But he also decided to go bring an ally instead as well that not everyone likes at all, for good reason. And it was this weirdo that went Kaneki all for himself, but he also wants to help, most likely just because he wants Kaneki for him. We already see Kaneki getting torture from Jason, and at this point we only can feel bad for him. And he's making sure he's sane throughout all this torture. Free your boy from this torture. While that's going on, there's a whole war going on against humans versus ghouls. And everyone else is ready to save Kaneki. And once the rest of them showed up, it's basically go time. And that's what they basically did.
A few moments later.
So we have the dude that Jerry don't care about anything at all. Yes, even in his own life. So you might be wondering what he's doing with that motorcycle. Trust me, I'll tell you what he does with it. He charges immediately in with his dude's motorcycle, then decides to abandon it on purpose, goes inside the enemy territory, goes stupid with his aim, and he comes out victorious at the very end. Yeah, that character's a whole different breed, I gotta say. But they used the opportunity to go charge in. And while all that's happening, everyone that was trying to save Kaneki used the disguise while taking care of the enemy. And each and every last one of them got speed blitzed. And of course it was Kaneki's safety group.
Meanwhile,
Jason's lackeys was trying to clean up his mess, and they truly feel bad for Kaneki. And they was like, hold on a little longer, we'll try to save you. At that point I would have latched on to those two, because holding on after the whole 2 episodes, yeah, no, I couldn't. But trust me, you're gonna feel bad for these two though, especially when Jason walked by with a smile on his face. Now let's see what's happening in the outside world. While they were looking for Kaneki, Toka ran to a familiar face, and she don't really remember him, but he most definitely remember her. And he was swinging everything in pure anger, and he was trying to make sure that she don't escape from him at all. But too bad for his luck, because he got stuck from a completely different person, and she managed to escape because of that lucky accident. I know he's mad for that situation. But he can't stay too mad because now he had to go deal with that situation. And he already started to have flashbacks, all getting beaten up like crazy. And you already know what happens if the character gets a flashback. They either get a power boost or they gonna get murked. And this dude knows he ain't gonna go out like that, so he decided to go for the full upgrade. After that was basically a complete massacre. The two ghouls did not stand a chance at all, losing the fight easily. And at that point, you gotta stand proud for that. Even if plot was on your side, you still gotta stand proud about it. A 2v1 and you came out alive.
A few moments later.
So we see Toka running and she almost got ambushed, but bro managed to come in clutch in time and save Toka. And we already know who did this type of attack because it was basically her brother, and they both wanted to have all the smoke, and rest of them had to go fight this special ghoul. And I'm not gonna lie, it might be Gramps, but I personally don't know because I haven't watched season 2 yet and they didn't put it in season 1, so I don't know why, but hey, it is what it is. So we see Rize trying to go comfort Kaneki. Well, I wouldn't really say comfort in my personal opinion, but he did mistake her from his mother though. And throughout the whole entire encounter, she was trying to make him wake up to reality. And listen, I don't care what anyone says, even if she had bad intentions for what she's doing for that, she's a whole W for what she's doing. But anyways, bro was getting tortured like crazy and there was nothing he could do at that time. And Jason was getting a kick out of everything. So once Jason leaves to take a break, we cut back to Rize, just watching the whole time, because that's all she can really do. So then afterwards, you were able to see Kaneki's past life, and we get to know what was his mother like. But time was up and is back to reality, and Kaneki's getting tortured again even more. So Jason decided to get an idea to get this bug to crawl into Kaneki's ear, and once he got the bug into him, as you can see, he feels more terrible than anything. I don't even want to imagine how that feels, to be honest with you. I mean, who does, if I'm being honest? An assault onto the injury? This man laughs at you while you go through it. Then we cut back to Rize try and comfort him again. I know she's not really trying to comfort him, but I said it too many times, so we just roll with it, okay?
No.
So we see Kaneki's mother getting used by her sister, and it was to a point that she worked herself to death. Rest in peace into her, she had a kind soul. Fast forward, we see Kaneki push through all the pain, but good things come to an end because we went back to reality. And remember the dude's friends that said that they're going to try to help him escape? Well, that looks like that's not happening. And Jason wants to choose which one should survive. But here's the thing, Kaneki don't want to choose. So Jason was like, bet then. So he grips one of them up, and was like, choose Kaneki! And under all this pressure, he still ain't doing nothing. And the sad thing about everything, she became a victim of Jason. Yo, who keeps on bringing up this Jason? Yo, it's the other one. Gosh. So Jason decides to pick up his next victim, and bro was already heated, all because Kaneki didn't choose, but he had to go as well. Now we cut back to Kaneki's mind again, and Rize kept on warning him that he shouldn't be a bitch no more. So once Kaneki decided to say screw everything and play selfishly, he decided to get the power that he needed and ate her out. Pause. And that's when he transformed.
A few moments later.
Jason knew something was wrong and tried to eat Kaneki on the spot, but Kaneki pounced on him and got the upper edge on him. So once Kaneki backed up for a quick moment, Jason was feeling some type of way about the situation, especially when he said he tasted terrible. So he tried to attack it immediately, so Kaneki decided to do some flips on him, almost getting a clean hit. So once he got denied, Kaneki said, you know what, let's be creative in this. He decided to spin all the way around, not caring about his leg, and kick him to the shadow realm. That's when you know bro don't care about anything at all. So Jason felt furious about that and transformed, and he started immediately attacking him. But most of the time, Kaneki was treating him like a mini boss. At this point, he's just making him as a whole joke. So Jason was like, you know what, he grips him up and tossed him to the wall. But here's the problem for him. Kaneki came out unscathed, and he was like, time to stop being handicapped now. Keep this in mind, he could have used his power the whole time, but he chose not to. So Kaneki decided to go for a full charge at him, and he just beating him with pure finesse. Belt to ass. This man is not enjoying his beating at all, even though he rightfully deserves it. So once he was almost done stunning Jason, he pierced one of his arms, and Kaneki was like, what's 1000 minus 7? What do you mean? Wrong answer. Don't make me repeat myself. 993. Good boy, now you earned yourself a prize. Once he gave him his present, he was basically eating from him, and it was his game. All I gotta say, the first season was mad interesting. I binge watched the whole entire thing. And when Kaneki got his revenge against Jason, it was all worth it. Especially when he got tortured for 3 episodes in a row. I remember people say it was for 3 days, but it really wasn't. I don't get how they confused that with episodes, but hey, it's whatever. But that's besides the point though. The characters are mad interesting, and the devs are just something else if I'm being honest with you. All they want to do is eradicate ghouls. And they're one of the main reasons why how Jason is now. So you gotta keep that in mind on top of that. And they're the main reasons why they have to wear masks so they can cover their face. But hey, I'm glad that Kaneki got his revenge though, after all that time. But anyways, that's besides the point though. I'll be making a 2B Hero X video soon, so you can most definitely keep your eye out for that. And also, I do have a Discord server, and I do stream on Twitch. Both of those things will be in the description as well. So if you want to stop on by, then be my guest. But anyways, that's besides the point. I hope to see you next time in a different video. If not, I hope you have a good life. I love y'all.